Section 2.3 is split into several days, but for day 1, we're going to look at solving two-step and multi-step equations. So when you're solving an equation that has more than one step, you need to start furthest away from the variable. So we have 2x minus 7 equals 13. Before we can divide by the 2, we need to get rid of that 7. So think about dealing with addition and subtraction before multiplication and division. So the opposite of subtracting 7 would be to add 7 to both sides. That will give us 2x equals 20. Now we divide both sides by 2 to get x equals 10. Remember, we need to check our solutions, at least for these first few, and I don't require that you do this on homework, but if you're ever unsure if your answer is right or not, you can always plug it in and double check. So we take 2 times the 10 that we got for our answer minus 7, and we want to make sure that that equals 13. 2 times 10 is 20, and 20 minus 7 is 13, so we get that 13 equals 13. Our answer checks out, so we know we're correct. Number 2, we have 21 plus 6x equals negative 3. So we're going to subtract 21 to the other side. That's going to give us 6x equals, now remember, it's like subtracting 21, or you could think of it as negative 3 plus a negative 21. Those numbers have the same sign, so we need to add them, and they're going to be negative, so negative 24. Now we divide both sides by 6, and we get that x equals negative 4. We want to check our answer, so we're plugging the negative 4 in for the x. Substitution here. So 21 plus 6 times negative 4 is negative 24. That equals negative 3. Still, we're checking. 21 plus a negative 24. Those numbers have opposite signs, so we want to subtract them. 24 minus 21 is 3. The 24 is bigger, so it's a negative 3, and our answer checks out. On number 3, we have 8 equals negative 2 that's being multiplied by x minus 10. And we actually should perform the distributive property first here before we do anything with that 10, because as you'll see, after we distribute, that's not really a minus 10. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times a negative 10, remember, if we change that to add the opposite, would be positive 20. So even though it looks like a minus 10 in the parentheses, it's actually a plus 20 because it's being multiplied by a negative 2. So now we need to subtract 20 on both sides. 8 minus 20, or 8 plus a negative 20 is negative 12. That equals negative 2x. Divide both sides by negative 2, and we get x equals 6. You go ahead and try number 4 on your own. It's very similar to 3. So we need to distribute. We get 2b plus 10 equals 6. We want to subtract 10 from both sides. So we have 2b equals negative 4. Now we need to divide both sides by 2, and we get b equals, let's see, negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Hopefully you got that one right, and if you didn't, you can see where you went wrong. Some more multi-step equations. You're always welcome to pause the video and try these on your own, or you can work through them with me. On number 5, we're going to subtract 2 from both sides first. So we have x over 5 equals 4, 6 minus 2, or 6 plus a negative 2. Now we need to multiply both sides by 5. X is being divided by 5. The opposite is multiplying by 5, so we get x equals 20. On number 6, we want to subtract 1.8 from both sides. That's going to give us m over 2 on the right. And if you have negative 4.2 and you're subtracting 1.8 or adding a negative 1.8, that's going to give you a negative 6. Those signs are the same, so we want to add the numbers, and then the answer is negative. Multiply both sides by 2 because we're dividing by 2, and you get m equals negative 12. So let's look at another word example. We have a shipping charge of $3 and 5 CDs were purchased. The total charge was $63. How much is each CD? We need to write and solve an equation to describe the situation. So the total charge is $63, so I know that I'm setting something equal to 63. It looks like there was a $3 shipping charge, and we have 5 CDs that we don't know the cost of. So if we take the $3 shipping charge plus 5 times the amount of each CD, it should equal the $63 in total. So now we need to solve the equation. Subtract 3 from both sides. 5C equals 60. Divide both sides by 5, and you see that the CD, each CD costs $12. That ends this section, at least for day 1. Again, we're going to spend a few days on the section, so we'll work on worksheet 2-3A in class.